Hi, Jimmy. Here we are at Legends. We've just watched Crystal Palace versus Leeds. Sorry about the Man U fans' scenery in the background, but that's kind of like what you do in New York. You break bread with other teams. You have to listen to their bullshit. But sometimes you get a victory, or in Leeds' case, something that feels like a victory. We got a point today against Crystal Palace, against all odds. Carlie, tell us about that point.
I don't know. I think I've honestly aged about 5 years. I think we deserved the point, but it was such a difficult watch, and I think the referee has something to look back and review on, because I think to walk away from a game and the biggest speaking points be the refereeing and the decisions, it's not really what football is about. So I think that was the biggest upset for me, but a point is a point, so I'll take it.
I'm going to say that ref is not ref in another Premier League game this season, but that's to say he was confused when he gave the yellow card to Goodmanson. He had to be told by everyone, officials, there was that lag where he realised that was the second yellow card. Simon, you take the mic and tell us.
Well, I think he slipped in the toilet this morning and banged his head or something, because the guy was a complete disgrace. Complete disgrace. Football sport, when you're a referee, is supposed to be fair. You make the same decisions for each team based on what you see. This guy, Johnson of Crystal Palace, should have been sent off. He should have been booked in the first half twice, but he didn't get booked. In the second half, when he was already booked, he fouled one of our players, Leeds players. Nothing happened. Goodmanson got booked twice for very small tackles. He was 50-50. So, if it's fair in sport, Goodmanson gets sent off for 2 yellows. Johnson should get sent off in the second half for a second yellow. Nothing happens. Why is that? Why is that? It made me sick to my stomach. After getting over that absolute debacle against Man City, where we had 2 stonewall penalties and VAR had amnesia, didn't even look at it. It's going to take me a while to get over that game. This game was a disgrace in another way. It's just disgusting how there's not equality with their decisions when it comes to Leeds United, and I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it.
It's been a really shit kind of like 3 weeks of refereeing, but can we be grateful for a point today?
Leeds were great second half, down to 10 men. We battled, we fought, we like tigers. I've got nothing but love for my team. They were great, but it's hard enough playing the team, but when you've got to play the referee as well, you're like between a rock and a hard place, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be fair.
What does the point mean for our season? You've been thinking about that too, Carl.
Well,
that's the next question.
If you look at how results went, West Ham drew against City. City shit the bed, basically. I didn't see the Forest game today. I don't know how it played out, but they drew us also, and we drew too. So it's really as you were. But I was expecting more, because I wanted Leeds to come to Palace today and win, to give us that buffer. But it's still in our hands. We've got many home games left against teams that we should do well against.
We probably have 4 games left, but there's probably 8 games left in the season. Is that about right?
There's 9 left.
9 left after today?
Including West Ham as a finisher.
Hopefully it's done by then.
Don't get me started with that. If we fuck it up and we go to Upton Park, or whatever it's called now, and we have to play those guys, we're going to go down.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that we can manage to show some bollocks, get some results that we should do, because we're at home against Brentford, against Wolves, teams like that, against Burnley. Come on, Leeds. We have to show some bollocks and show that we've got the kudos to get over the line and win a game.
I,
30 odd games gone so far. So say what you want to say.
Well, no, I was going to say, I think that we're, in terms of the other teams that we're in the relegation battle with, I think that we perhaps have I don't want to say easiest running of games, but we have a running of games that we should be able to take advantage of.
On paper, we have the easiest games, but you know how it is with some. Look how Wolves are playing now.
Yeah.
Wolves now, okay, they know they're down. They're playing with the freedom. They don't give a shit, and that's dangerous in football.
Yeah.
So at that stage, you're going to take the mic again and give us an appraisal of the 30 games so far. You don't have to go into each game, but how have we done grade-wise, and where are we from what your expectations were at the beginning of the season?
I mean, in terms of my expectations, I expect us to be in a relegation battle, and I think the players that we brought in and the team that we had already, they were probably told that it was going to be a relegation battle. Considering the last time that we got promoted and where we finished, I think it's a lot more realistic. But I'm sort of 50-50. I think there's a lot of, opportunities, or there's a lot of games where we've been very unlucky in terms of the ref or the decisions or VAR especially. But I also think there's a lot of games where there's goals that we should have scored and missed, or there's open goals that we should have scored and missed. And so I don't think you can put it all down to the decisions, because I think that's quite naive or maybe a lazy point of view. I think there have been times that we've had players in front of the goal, a metre in front of the goal, and they still can't get it in.
But isn't that football?
It is, but I think when you look at the amount of games where we've let it in like the 91st, 92nd, like so late in, I thought it was going to happen in this game, to be honest. As soon as we got to the 89th, 90th minute, I thought Palace were going to score. The Fulham game, do you know what I mean?
Well, we also did the same to Fulham.
Yeah, I was surprised with this game, because I think it's usually the second half that we tend to tail off and lose our energy. So to be one man down and suddenly find a burst of energy was not what I was expecting at all. But I do think we will look back in this season, and there's so many small moments where we could have potentially have been middle in the table. I don't know. It's been a tough watch.
Do you think that's what Sunderland done? Why are Sunderland so far ahead of us? You know, even though it's only 9 or 10 points or whatever it is, why so?
Number one, because they had more money than we did. So thank you, darling. They recruited much better than we did because they had more money.
Can you explain that to someone who's like, why do they have more money when we both got promoted?
Because it's down to PSR, and it's down to what we spent in previous seasons that hindered us. They didn't spend as much, so they had more money available. And not just that, they have a fantastic recruitment team. Really, really good.
But didn't they take 3 or 4 of our players that we had recruited?
Well, that we were trying to get, but they outbid us. So that's the way it goes. No, listen, I've got time. I've got a lot of time for Sunderland, in a sense of they're a very good run club, and their manager also is a smart manager. But I think if I look back on Leeds' season so far, I think that yes, we recruited good. We signed some good players. No question. Stack is amazing. Biol is a world-class defender. I love him. Great signing. But I also think that at times, Farker got it totally wrong tactically. Totally wrong. And, games like Everton away, we sat back and I just knew they were going to score. I was in the crowd, I was at the game. I knew they were going to fucking score. We just sat back. We had one of the best 30 minutes of play in the first half against Everton. We were amazing. And then they just sit back for 40 minutes more and they score. There's so many games we could have won that we didn't.
Let me ask you, do you want to give them, before we finish that, as the season of 30 games, just say this was the end of last game of the season. Do you want to give him praise for the things he got right, or do we want to focus?
No. Listen, I've said all along that Farker, one of his biggest assets as a manager is that he's created a culture and togetherness and a team spirit at Leeds that is invaluable. We haven't got the best players. It's there for all to see. West Ham have got better players than us. Forest have got better players than us. But what we have, the culture that he's created, is fantastic. And that's for me personally, that's one of his best attributes as a manager. He's created a togetherness and a fight that is amazing. Now, fingers crossed, we can get over the line and we can stay up this year. And I hope that recruitment don't shit the bed and they actually sign a couple of more beautiful top players and enhance the squad. But hey, who knows what's going to happen? The 49ers may say, you know what, thank you, Daniel, see you later. They might have somebody else lined up. We don't know anything. I hope I don't want that to be the case. I do like Farke. I just think sometimes he's a bit too defensive for me in his formations. But at the same time, when you go away to Chelsea and Liverpool, I commend him on that. Because we're not as good as them. They've got world-class fucking players. They've got hundreds of millions on the bloody bench. So it's just the other games, like today, like Burnley away, where I was at the game, we played like shit. Teams that we should go there and be attacking. He's not. He's been defensive, and I don't like that.
Have we played, and you can think of those questions also, have we played shit since we turned it around against Man City?
No, we haven't. I'd say the Sunderland game was a very big disappointment. But other than that, looking at all the games, we've been good.
And last question for you before we bring it back to Carlie. Was it more that he was safe, or was it also, I didn't watch that game, I was away, but was it more that Farke played it too safe, or was it another question of VAR and referees for the Sunderland game?
No, it was him being safe.
And they kept falling over.
Carlie, talk about what you want to talk about, but what I would like to know is, look at this season. Think of the season. How would you praise the season if this was the last day of the season?
Oh, I don't know. That's a tricky question. I think the thing that I've always found with Farke is I think that when he gets it right, he gets it really right. But I also think he's very stubborn. And I think there's players that I think he's either let go of or clearly didn't like. Case in point, Patrick Bamford, who as soon as they let him go, has suddenly scored goals out of his ears for his new team at Sheffield. And same with Joffy. He's been not let go from Leeds, he's on loan, but he's gone to another team and suddenly he's scoring goals. And I think it's the same where we're seeing with Ao, who's had something like 40, 50 minutes of game time this year, where he's quite set in his ways, and Daniel Farke clearly has his favourites. And if you're not a part of that system, he's not going to play you. And I think that has perhaps been to our detriment.
Can I play devil's advocate? Just say we were playing a manager-like computer game right now. Bamford, for all of Farke's time there, was injured. Joffrey is a small guy. They're going for more physicality in the Premier League. And yes, he did great stuff under Bielsa, but you see people train day in, day out, and obviously there's something that's not digging. Tanaka also, when he's come on as a sub, has made some errors. Well, he's made some errors. The Bournemouth game, for example, Tanaka was in there.
Yeah.
And yes, he did great against Chelsea, banged that home. You don't know what's happening on the training ground, but you can forgive him for Bamford and for Joffrey going, yes, they're doing great, but they're doing great in the championship.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think Leeds, as any club, can be the cautionary tale that moving up is a different scenario.
Yeah.
Well, what grade would you give Farke then? I know he can nitpick, and I know his reluctance to make substitutions earlier in the game frustrates the fuck out of all of us.
Yes.
But what grade overall would you give him? Considering he did show his stubbornness, but now he's showing a dynamic flexibility to change formation. Would you give him a 6, or would you put him up towards the 8ish, considering that it looks as though we're going to survive unless we collapse?
I was gonna say if this was like American grading, I'd give him like a B or maybe a B plus. I think he's brought
A-level grading?
I think he's brought a sense of stability to Leeds, which we didn't have, and I remember, God, at the end of the Bielsa days when we were watching like 6-7-0, and you just sort of bend over and take it, and okay, we're not winning all the games, or we're not winning games that we should, but we're not losing at such a huge margin, and that was just the most depressing time, especially against, like you say, it was teams that we should have beaten. I think he's brought a sense of calm, he's brought in a proper system, and I would also argue maybe he doesn't have the complete backing of the 49ers, or they haven't perhaps given him as much money or investment as he wanted. So I don't think he's playing with a completely fair set of cards. But no, I'll give him a B plus.
We did say this was the last game of the season and our pretend thing. So what would you do? What players would you lose? If this was the last game of the season, what players, not that you want to see gone, I mean there's a couple of players, but what 5 or 6 players would you say we need to refresh the squad and move out?
Let me just answer the previous question quickly.
What was the previous question?
How would you rate Farke? I will say that if Farke keeps us up this year, he has to be in contention for the manager of the year. And I say that because you've got to realise, people have got to understand, we don't have the best quality team. We don't have the players that Forest have got. We don't have the players that West Ham have got. We just don't. So if he keeps us up, it's incredible. Now, what's the next question?
Next question, what 5 or 6 players would you get rid of to refresh the squad? Because it's going to be 5 or 6 players. And then by the 3rd year, hopefully you have a totally new squad that can be all vetted Premier League players. Who do you lose?
So if we're going to upgrade, and we're going to upgrade significantly, we're going to go to that next level. I would say Pirot has to go.
Say that again?
Pirot.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say
let's start at the top and work back. Do you keep Namacha?
The thing about Namacha, he's how many goals has he got? 6 goals. For what he's come on and done, he's done great. It's certainly, I wouldn't get rid of Namacha. No, I wouldn't. Would he be my?
I would keep him.
Would he be my starting striker? No.
Calvert-Lewin. He's on.
I wouldn't get rid of him.
Okay.
I think we're at the stage now, if we stay up, that we should be aiming higher to get a new striker. But Calvert-Lewin can be in the team. Don't forget, we've got Joseph, we've got Joffrey, other clubs. Get rid of them. And keep Nmecha, DCL, and one more. We get a new striker. Get rid of Pirot.
Okay. This might be a difficult one. Aronson.
Oh, that's a hard one. I think last season I would have said yes, gone immediately, but I think at the start of the season he really impressed me. I don't know, he has moments of brilliance, and then he has moments when you're like, what the fuck are you doing? I think he just needs a bit more time in the Premier League, and I think you will see a good player. I don't know if I'd keep him though.
Okay, for me, and this is maybe a little bit tough. If we can get the money for him, 20 mil plus 25 mil of what we paid for him, I'd sell him in a heartbeat. Now, I'm not saying that because I think Arison's shit or anything like that. He's shown amazing character this season.
but we can get someone better.
I would get rid of him.
Okay, so now as we start going through the squad, are they a Premier League player or do you want another Premier League player? Goodmanson.
I think Premier League. I think today he was very unlucky with the decision against
Totally
him.
unlucky. That was shit.
I think that he is Premier League level. Yeah.
Okay, Stack.
Oh, without
Oh my God, his free kick.
world class player.
Yeah, 100%.
We keep Stack. Ampadu.
World class, great Premiership level, no problem.
100%, yeah.
James Justin. Should he be in the Premier League?
He's impressed me for what
he's-
we got him for. I think I will say that. And I think the thing that satisfies me is all the Leicester fans are like, no, he's useless, like he's rubbish, why do you want him? And then he's come in and actually been quite a strong player for us.
For me, Justin has shown that for a minimal fee, I think it was 8-10 million,
Yeah,
right?
It was very small.
He's proven that he can do it in the Premiership. Now, would I keep him if we can upgrade? No.
A good bench player.
Good bench player.
The back line and goalkeeper. So let's talk about Stoik, Bial, and Rodon. And obviously, we need a good new goalkeeper.
I would keep all of them. Bial
Apart from Melier.
is world class. Rodon's a great. Stoik's great. We need a new keeper.
Yeah.
Darlow and Perry. We have to get him.
Bogle.
Bogel's been fantastic
Oh,
for
yeah,
Leeds.
brilliant. Absolutely
So
brilliant.
we keep Bogle.
Yeah.
Okay, Bernard we're not getting rid of. Now, how about difficult ones like Nanto, James, and Tanaka?
You see, this is a controversial one on my part. You see, I would cash in on James.
That is controversial.
He's a little bit like Walcott.
Do you know why? Do you know why I'm saying that? It's not because I don't love him. It's not because I don't think he's good. I'm not sure he's high level Premiership, but this is the factor why I'm basing this decision. He's injury prone.
Yes. Yep.
And we should cash in on him.
100%.
Gnonto, I think we should cash in on him, and I say that not because of anything to do with playing. Him and Farker never resolved the situation when his agent badly advised Gnonto not to play.
Yeah.
They've never gotten over that, and it shows because he never plays him.
And I don't think he has the physicality for the Premier League anyway.
I think he's a game changer.
I don't know. I think
For me, he's a game changer.
you see him up against teams like Crystal Palace, and he would have been completely out. And I think there's a reason that they
I
didn't
think
bring
he's a
him.
game changer.
Okay, we'll stick a bit of that one. Tanaka. Why is Tanaka falling out of favour with
I was
Fark?
going to say he's definitely fallen out of favour with him. To have something like 45 minutes this year, there is something that's gone on behind closed doors.
Okay, Liverpool just scored. We're here. That's what you get in Legends. You get football 24/7. And then they keep Tottenham behind us, which is important.
That's what we want.
18 minutes of time.
So my answer to that is, okay, here's where I'm at with Tanaka. Tanaka is, in my opinion, one of the best technical players at Leeds United. But the only problem with Tanaka is he's a little bit lightweight. He needs to bulk up. He needs to get stronger on the ball. And if he can do that, if he can get stronger on the ball and hold the ball up with power, possession-wise, meaning he's a bit lightweight, he gets bundled off the ball easy, he fucks up a lot, makes mistakes. If he can eradicate that, oh my God, he's going to be a top player.
He is probably Lee's best technical player.
That's what I just said, yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, one
Well,
of the
you were
best.
giving him shade at the beginning of the season, but would you like him on as a squad player?
Yeah.
I also think Tanaka is quite a clear example of. I think that a lot of the Leeds players have, where, say, when we play Sunderland or we've played Nottingham Forest or even today with Palace, they're clearly being taught as soon as they're touched or there's any kind of physicality, they go down and they get that yellow or they get the free kick, and The Leeds players are almost too honourable.
We've lost Simon. Simon doesn't give two fucks anymore.
Simon's gone. But do you know what I mean? Like, the Leeds players, they're not rolling or they're not diving for the sake of it, but we're going up against teams where, and Tanaka I think for me is a prime example where like he will get fouled but he'll just keep going and he just doesn't know how to play the game which you shouldn't have to play, and he suffers because of it, I think, or is penalised because of it.
I think I'm in agreement with you. All those players that Farka doesn't like, the Tanakas, the Nontos,
It's the Bamfords.
the Joffreys,
It's
the
the
Bamfords.
Bamfords.
I think if Farka is our guy, I think you get rid of them all. You weed them out, and you get this hard, bruising, scumbag Leeds team back together. You
I
get
would
that
love
team
it. I would
that we
love
love, people love to hate. We get in strong. We do this like 3 more stacks in the team.
Well, there's Charlie Cresswell. He's playing out in France at the minute. I would absolutely have kept him. I know that he's getting good game time at the minute, but like, I would recall him. He's that kind of physical player that I think that we need. And I think with the transfers that came in this season, the whole thing was physicality, right? We had all the tools, even the keeper, Perry. But I don't feel like I've actually seen anything from that, even with the height. I think it was something like we brought in on average the highest or the tallest transfers across all the teams. Do I feel like we've seen that on the pitch? Absolutely not.
And Carlie, I'm going to say you're a gem. Thank you for coming into our universe here with Leeds. And absolutely, it's been great. And that's what you get at Legends. You get great people coming in from Leeds. Even Simon.
She's lovely. Her dad's a big Leeds fan, and that's why she.
No, she's a big Leeds fan.
I am.
No, she is. But I mean, obviously, she evolved it through her father, which is how it goes. And she's from London. She's lovely.
So, as a good critic in Ireland would say, it's a good result. Not a great result, but it's a good result. Gets us 1 more point towards safety. Last question. How many more points? Knowing what we need. What do we need for safety? What needs to happen over the next 9 games?
I think we need 8 more points.
So we're on. What are we on? We are
32, I
on.
think.
32. I think we need to make 40.
We need 40.
We need 40.
In my opinion, we need 40. We need 40 to 42 points.
So all the results kind of went our way. We've kept the status quo, except for maybe Spurs. Let's say Spurs drop a point. So we're on 20. There's 3 teams on 29. Is there any memory that you have of this kind of relegation battle? We're 3 points ahead, but we got a better goal difference. Do you have a better goal difference than Spurs? We don't. So we've got a better goal difference than Notts Forest and West Ham. That will probably count for something.
I think Spurs are really, really in serious shit. No joke. I think they're in massive trouble.
And you could have said that for a couple of clubs, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 games ago. But now they've Crystal Palace, the Sunderlands, the Brightons, the Fulhams, the Bournemouths have pulled away from us.
Football is cruel, man. When Leeds went down, we had an international team. Robinson, Smith, Viduka, all the players.
We were
should never
semi-finalists in
have
Europe.
gone down.
No.
We should never have gone down. It happens. I mean, I think Spurs fans are delusional.
Well, if you see it online, they're not delusional. They feel they're going
They
down.
know they're going down. My mum is a Spurs fan. She knows.
They know they're in jeopardy. We feel the way we've been playing like that today. My appraisal is that was an amazing performance to carve out a fucking point. That shows us that we have the tenacity to be safe.
Exactly. With everything against us, the referee being like a complete twat, going down to 10 men unfairly. DCL shits the bed and misses the penalty, which was inexcusable. We still managed to, away from Leeds, away from home, somehow, against a shit Palace team, which we should have fucking beat, get a point.
But again, another point on the road. Anyway, Carlie, Simon, thanks a million. Here's what we're thinking. We're safe. We get into the Premier League. We get rid of another bit of the dead weight. and we advance slowly but surely towards Babylon. Anyway, thanks for following, folks. We're Leeds MIC. MOT. Oh, by the way, Jimmy, we can't go without giving Jimmy. I know you haven't been listening to all of this.
Oh, I've been listening.
He's been gone for a lot of this. But tell us, put this game and the season in perspective so far. Just say this was the last game of the season.
This point definitely saved Leeds. I think genuinely, Spurs are going to get beaten today. That point is going to be huge. It means maybe we just need to draw against West Ham away or whatever. But we got to start winning more games at home. So that's it. We got to win the next game, the next home game.
And Jimmy's available to play for Leeds next transfer season, just so you know. Thanks, folks. MOT. Peace. Take care.